So welcome back. My name is Paul. I'm doing a series about the power, the technology of the human awareness, which I find very fascinating. It's a subject I've been looking into and learning about for a very long time, and has led to a lot of very interesting experiences. And one of the subjects that comes up is, what is the so-called normal state for human beings? Because all we have is our awareness, and we get up in the morning, we wake out of our unconsciousness, and we look around. But beyond the activities of all the senses, there's a presence that we all know about. The quiet moments, we sit there and you just know. There's a stillness. But this subject has been discussed for a very, very long time by a lot of people, and some of the very ancient teachings that come out of, for example, India and Tibet and China and South America and Native America and all around the world. Some very amazing teachings about our human awareness. Now, we often overlook that. That we just, before we get involved in all the activities that we have to do every day and chase after things that we want to have happen, there's a presence. Now, I used to photograph babies for quite a number of years, and I photographed many hundreds of them. And I had a chance to look in the faces of a lot of very small babies. And I have my own children, and I also used to photograph children. And when you look at babies, for example, you look at their faces. Some of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, you just look in their eyes and they are just right there. They haven't got it all defined yet. They don't have a name, but their awareness is all integrated. They're in a continuous state of learning and appreciation. And the ancient teachings discuss this issue about what is a base plane of human awareness. And understanding that there are cycles and rhythms and there are distractions, there's also a relative stillness that every human being can experience. And just when relaxing, we go to sleep, we enter that place. And some people have what they call lucid dreaming, and they just vacate their physicalness and experience themselves as a field of energy. Now, this is not a new experience. This is a very, very old experience, and it's been discussed at very great lengths in the technology of how to become aware of the vast rhythm and sea and field of energies in which we live, we exist. We have our desires and all the thought ideas about the things that we might want to possess or the actions that we might want to do. But beyond all that, there's also an awareness in our subconscious mind, and more consciousness as we get more conscious, that there's a lot going on in our universe. There's a lot going on around us that we can feel and sense. There's a lot within that we can know and feel. Now, in terms of what's an altered state, now that's a very, very interesting question, because you have to say, what is the baseline then? And these yogis say that what is the natural state? There's a quantum state of consciousness. In a sense, to use that analogy, that as our awareness unfolds through the practice of meditation and life and openness and basically seeking beauty and seeking the fineness, the rhythm, the harmonic, seeking, perceiving that, getting into a rhythm of existence. And from that point, you can say, well, there's something that's altered. It's a distraction. It's something like if you have a lake that's just absolutely still on the surface, there's no waves from the wind. Our awareness can be like that. Now, there might be rhythms of energy within that lake that are in the water alone, but the air is not disturbing the water. Now, there are places in physics you call like the quantum state or the superconductive state where they take a metal or a combination, it's usually some ceramics and some other silicon and so on, and they make it able to transmit electricity at just a fantastic and almost like infinite and non-resistive way. Now, our human awareness has rhythms and states where one can transition and blend, and it's a dance. It's not just, okay, well, you go into this state and then you stay there. But there's a rhythm. There's a time for our human physicalness and the actions that we do, and there's a time for the deep spirit, depth, rhythms. And the circle that was often used, or rather the infinity symbol, is trying to say something incredibly simple and incredibly profound. It's basically, there's a rhythm, there's an in and an out, and that's what makes infinity. It goes back and forth, and back and forth, just like our breath. And it's so simple. What is an elementary human experience? If you look at a child, if you look at a baby, there are many, many people who consciously have vivid memories of themselves as children, walking into this incredibly land of miracles and amazing things, life, and having a total sense of awe. Their eyes are just wide open. Oh my God, look at that. What all this stuff that's there. And to have a baseline of our human awareness is to be in that awe, to be to a place where we start to realize the appreciation of the awe of the inbreathing and the outbreathing of nature and of life leads to the stability and the infinity, the peace, back and forth. Now, so what is an altered state? An altered state, from that point of view, is something that is disturbing. Something that, but if you look at all around the world and you see what's happening, it makes you wonder, well, how many of us, to what degree collectively, we're all a part of this, are we trying to get into that rhythm? The base state, the normal human natural state where we can then start to figure out the rest of the stuff.